Mark Teixeira is one of the best switch hitters of our time. And so why I want to bring that up, I'm looking at a guy for Adley that's trying to find his right-handed swing while also fighting himself altogether. I think he has had a tremendous amount of bad luck. I think that he's never been a high exit velo guy to me. He's not going to be the Gunnar Henderson, hit the ball 112 miles an hour. But he's a guy that has good bat-to-ball skills, but he's just a hair off. So if I can pull this clip up from Mark Teixeira, I think it's a really good indication for people of getting in the mind of how hard it is to switch hit. There's different intricacies, and one of the switch hitters in Baltimore, Adley Rutschman, right? You can tell a difference with his swing when it's a lefty swing versus a righty. You mentioned briefly, but if you talked a little bit more, what's the biggest challenge? What was the biggest challenge for you then when you had to deal with that in certain matchups? Because there's no way that those swings were feeling even both sides of the plate were feeling great at all times.
No, first of all, two different swings. Like, I was a completely different hitter right-handed than left-handed. So I'm right-handed dominant, throw right-handed. So left, my bottom hand was my power hand, left-handed. So I wanted the ball down, and I got long arms, so I wanted the ball out over the plate, and I wanted to create that leverage. And I was a much more pull hitter left-handed. Right-handed, okay, so opposite. So the top end, that's my steering hand. So right-handed, I felt like I could hit anything, but I had a huge hole inside right-handed. Like, if more lefties threw hard, luckily, just, thank you God that most lefties don't throw 100 miles an hour. If you could get it in on me right-handed, just the way that I hit, like, you were going to blow me up. So I sat way more off-speed right-handed. I almost always sat off-speed and then adjusted to a fastball. Left-handed, I was always ready for the fastball because I wanted to get that head out there a little bit more, and I wanted to see how far I could hit the ball left-handed. So two totally different swings, and then, two different angles. Yeah. I really struggled if I only faced righties for 4 or 5 days. So I'd see, we'd go into Seattle, just going to throw that out there, and I'd see, all right, we got a 4-game series in Seattle, right. And I'm like, oh, no. I hope I get a right-handed at bat, because I'm going to be hitting left-handed against all those righties. I hope I get a right-handed at bat this series. Sometimes you don't. Yeah. Then you go to Oakland, and you got, you see Zito, Mulder, 2 lefties, and it's like, oh, man. So I haven't hit right-handed in 4 or 5 days. Now I got to face the 2 best lefties in baseball back-to-back. That's when I started struggling. And then you're like, all right, how do I get this thing back? And so over 162 games, I went through 3 or 4 different hot streaks and slumps.
And that's how we do it here. But, hey, you know what we also do? We go over breakdowns every week here right on the Ryan Ripken Show. So I think one of the highest talking points or players that people want to know, what the hell's going on, it's with Adley Rutschman, right? And Adley's a guy where I know the numbers are down, and specifically they're down across the board, but from the right-handed side as a hitter, they're down. But I wanted to show a little bit of what I'm seeing so far, at least from the lefty side, and why I'm not concerned as him as a left-handed hitter. So earlier on in the season, Adley was hitting home runs galore, and we'll get into the opening day weekend. But what I loved with him, and you're going to see with these swings, common theme, watch where his eyes are and watch where the bat is. So that's the first one right here we're going to show against the Blue Jays 2-0 count. Big ball there, feeling good. Now we're going to keep going back. It's going to be a little Toronto Blue Jays moment here after this next home run. But same thing, fastball in, but look at his head, down at the ball, everything's in sync, smokes it out. Now, obviously, that was a rough game for the Orioles, but a great swing for Adley Rutschman. Here's opening day, where Adley, it looked like he was going to hit 45, 50 jacks on the year. But everything that he's doing with his left-handed swing, he just seems in sync. Doesn't matter if it's a fastball, changeup, he's relaxed, and he's locked in. So here's one more for you. So right over, eyes looking at the ball, connecting, getting extended, and everything's in one motion. So what I mean by that of saying one motion, It's really Adley's going right here when he's getting set, and it's a clear path to the ball. There's no hesitation. There's no hitch. There's nothing. And so I'm really encouraged that the left-handed side for him is going to get back going. You know why? Because he's still having balls like this where he can hit the ball away and drive the baseball. Again, I know that's early on in the season, but I've still seen a lot of that from his left-handed swing. So the results are going to come for him. I truly do believe that. Here's another one in Kansas City, pitched middle in, and he's driving this ball to left center. That's a really good sign. Left-handed hitters, they want to drive the baseball to the opposite field gap. Now, this is kind of where when I'm looking at for Adley as a right-hander, and here's Danny Coulombe, which I know everyone wishes Danny was still here in Baltimore. Danny is a funky guy. You got to wait back. But I thought it'd be a good opportunity to talk about with Adley here because a tendency that we're going to start to see, and before we were talking about head being down and shoulder being in, see a little theme here. He's going to be out in front, body's out in front, shoulders going out in front, right? He's not staying back as much versus left-handed pitching. Here's another example. And this is when you know things aren't necessarily going right. That's a tough pitch. Yeah, that might be a ball right there. But if you're a little bit more aggressive and you're feeling good, you're going to swing at more of these types of pitches. Here's another fastball. All right, might be off the plate. It's close. So Adley, I don't blame him for this, but this is one right here, right down the middle. And head already off the baseball, and then he's going, dang. So remember I talked about how everything was very fluid with this swing. So he's going to swing, and everything is going, whatever his toe tap is, it's going right to the ball. You're going to see it's almost like this extra movement that he's trying to gear up. And as he's trying to swing, that bat's not coming through the zone. It's like this extra movement, and he's seeing it a little bit later. It's like, okay, there's that one right there. Okay, a little bit of that extra movement. That's the same pitch right over the heart of the plate. And this shoulder, the bat's not coming through the zone. There's a little bit of a hesitation. Then his head's pulling off the baseball hair, and you're going, damn, 92. And Bubic is very, very deceptive. But it's kind of like a theme here for Adley where he's just coming off the ball a little bit more as a right-handed hitter. 87-mile-an-hour pitch. Sorry, that was the strikeout before. Here's the 87-mile-an-hour pitch from Daniel Lynch. Body's starting to go out in front a little bit. It just seems like nothing's as relaxed and simple for him. He's missing pitches. He can drive. He's not staying back and seeing the ball long enough. Here's another example of the only one where it's like, dang, okay, this is almost like his left-handed swing, but he's early. He's going to smoke this ball down the line. And you're going, damn, that's a really good swing, just a hair early. But it looked like to me he was gearing up for that fastball. So he was ready for it. He's getting certain pitches to hit, but it just seems like the bat is just a little bit slower and he's not picking it up as well. This might be the best example. This ball's going to be right down Broadway. I mean, Zach, where's this pitch?
Right down Broadway.
And so right now when he's swinging, where's Adley's body moving?
Out. Yeah.
It's moving out. So usually when we saw with that left-handed swing, everything was in, and then when he finished, he could fall away. But when he made contact with where the ball was, bat was through the zone. Right now it's not. And you're seeing weak fly balls to right, popping balls up to left, where it's like, dang, it's close, but it's not there. And then also it becomes a confidence issue. If you're not hitting the pitches that you expect to hit, then you're going to take balls right down the middle. And I've gotten a lot of comments about that, right? Why is Adley taking so many pitches? Well, typically he likes to take, right?
Yeah.
But you're definitely going to take more if you're not seeing it as well. And right there, that's a very hittable pitch. That's in the seventh inning of a close game. And Adley takes a fastball from, it's a funky lefty, but that's a very, very hittable pitch. And he was doing that more so than not. So I think it's a combination right now that Adley is not as confident. I love this at bat right here, where this is first pitch swinging, change up, and he's going to hit it right off the end. But perfect. Ball drops in. Awesome. He has moments here where it's there. And this is the last example right here. He smokes this ball. Now, again, it's a changeup. So when I look back at everything with Adley as a right-handed hitter, I'm seeing a guy that maybe he's a little bit out in front and a little bit too quick, and he's not catching up with the high heat. Those are the two things that I noticed the most with him. But that lefty swing, if we go back, and we're just showing a couple more of the right-handed ones, the righty just seems like it's just a hair off, whether it's his timing, whether it's his load. But watch this left-handed swing one more time. Everything is on. It's easy. It's simple. There's a freeness to it. There's not an extra movement. It's almost like you can see where the bat's about to go before the ball's hit. With a righty, doesn't it feel like it's just taking a hair too long to get there?
Yeah.
So right here, at this point, we were already trying to see the bat. It's almost just like, and it's just a little bit. And that could be a combination of trying to wrap the bat, might be a little bit off. And one thing I want people to give a little bit of grace to, it's hard to switch hit. You don't see it a lot anymore. But right there, bat's still hidden, ball's coming out. So it's almost like when I feel like you're hiding too much and your hands can't get to the baseball, you have to overcompensate and you got to pull off the ball to get to the baseball. And that's what Adley did there. I think we're just seeing a guy that he can feel the pressure of the world on his shoulders. You know he's trying to get things going. You know it's on his mind. You know contract conversations are definitely popping up. But I think lefty Adley is going to be fine. Righty Adley is just going to have to battle himself a little bit more and more. But if he's able to continue to grind, and this is the one we'll end with again, if he can get this swing going consistently from the right side, he's going to turn out okay. But for right now, he's going to have to continue to find ways to get better and ride it out here. And for Birdland, don't forget, this guy has the capabilities of doing a whole lot more of that. The biggest thing is, can he continue to make the adjustments and be able to get out of his head? And I'll explain a little bit more when I sit back down. But hi-ya! Hit that like and subscribe button if you like this breakdown. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday right here on YouTube. And hopefully next time we'll have a fixed telestrator.